Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just dropping a very brief video about how to get a lower 1/3 co-witness with a Holosun 530 GRD using a 1.42 Scalarworks mount. If you watched this far, that's pretty much all you need to know. If you want to get a lower 1/3 co-witness with your Holosun 530 series sight, then you're going to need a 1.42 optic mount. For some reason, Holosun's included QD mount, which I'll bring in right now. So you've got a nice quick disconnect here, and you've got two recoil lugs. This is a lock for the quick disconnect. Much nicer mount than the ones that they've previously been including on some of the older legacy 403, I guess, or whatever they're called, mounts, or 503 mounts. I'm very happy with this optic, by the way. If you guys are interested, I'll do a full review in the future. But basically, I wanted a lower 1/3 co-witness with my optic, with my iron sight, and this mount from Holosun was not going to give me that. That was instead giving me a absolute co-witness. Even just the differences in millimeters really makes a difference. So I went shopping for a bunch of different mounts, had trouble with one mount, finally decided to go with Scalarworks, and I'm very happy I did. Because obviously they're one of the best quick disconnect toolless mounts out there for a fantastic return to zero, airlight materials and like design, construction, the whole thing. Just a very, I mean, you might call it Gucci in my mind. At this point, I was paying like maybe an extra $20 or $30 for this mount, so I don't consider it Gucci. I think it's pretty much money well spent. But their lower 1/3 co-witness, their lower 1/3 optic mount would put this optic way too high to get any kind of visualization with irons. So instead, I went for the absolute co-witness, and that puts in, if I could just align this properly, that puts in the iron sights at a lower 1/3. If I have that aligned properly, it's definitely a very usable lower 1/3, and it does not obstruct your vision at all. And I happen to like 1/3 for many reasons, but I'm very happy that I was able to get that with a 1.42 mount, because everywhere else I looked, there is some bunch of discrepancies between what Holosun's mounts and their heights of the optic body compared to actual Aimpoint T1, T2 optics that these kind of mounts are designed to adapt to. So at least the footprint is compatible with all the other aftermarket optics mounts out there. Just be aware that there is a possible height difference and discrepancy if you are going to use a 530 on something. If you want a lower 1/3, I highly recommend this particular Scalarworks configuration. I did get a 10% off discount and a t-shirt as well, which I thought was pretty cool. And good thing about the Scalarworks is that they, pardon the kid, that's just from obviously a different brand, but it comes with the tools. They're magnetic to the screws as well, so that helps you not lose anything. And these are the old Holosun screws that came with their own kind of Loctite, but Scalarworks adds in a red Loctite, which I think is very nice, and it's a very reusable kind of Loctite. It's not liquidy or anything. It's kind of like a resin, so you can reuse that a bunch of times, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and it makes for a very good installation. Didn't have any problems with this coming loose, as I had with a different type of mount, which I won't name, but everything was able to be installed very quickly. There was no issues at all with return to zeroing, and I happen to like this kind of configuration very much, and I'm hoping to share it with anyone else who fell into a similar optic, really likes the optic, but wants a lower 1/3. And here's just instructions from Scalarworks. Everything is very clear and concise, and it's a very clean looking optic with a lot of functionality built in, a lot of design and engineering that went into this, and a lot of high grade materials that you really don't find on a lot of other optic mounts. And this particular Elite mount is not that expensive compared to the scope mount, which goes for a whopping $400 if you have that kind of coin. But I believe these kind of mounts are very much out there. They are, in my mind, a very good investment, especially if you are going to be using a red dot for any kind of serious purpose. You want to have a good mount to go along with that. So if you've made it this far in the video, feel free to give a like or subscribe. I appreciate everyone joining and watching, and spread this video to anyone who needs help with this kind of optic situation. Happy to help anyone in the comment section below, and everybody have a great day.